Hello, and how are you doing from that place you are viewing me or listening to me from? I hope you are doing well and all is well. Today, I have a little bit concern, especially concerning the child. I know maybe my idea, my conception might be different from other views, or maybe some other people might be having different take on this, but this is my option or this is my point of concern. Anyway, so I know it is difficult as much as you do, that it's not easy to be a responsible parent or a responsible family man. By this, I mean that taking care of the child, it is not easy, and it is not really meant for those who are responsible enough to be ready to take up the task. Whether you are a biological father or you are just a caretaker of that child, it is not an easy task, I know. And that is where the litmus paper is being tested on as a responsible person, either lady or man. Now, I know that many of us, we have preconceived mindset, and we have this assumption, and we have this tentatively argument that co-parenting works. Yeah, co-parenting works just from a point of view of you as a mother or as a caretaker. Because the reality is, co-parenting works because either it is satisfying your ego, or it is solving the wounds that were not healed, or it is satisfying your greed or selfishness. That is when you will say that co-parenting is working. But have you ever sat down and think, what about the situation of a child? Because whether you like it or not, even if you are a biological father or a biological mother of that child, and you are raising that child, you are two different beings. You are not the same. You are different. Your perspective, your mindset, the set goal and the achievement we are targeting are totally different. So the kind of raising or parenting style you are going to choose must be a good parenting style that, at least, even if not 100%, but at least 90 something percent, is towards achieving the child's goal. One of the way by which we deteriorate or we demoralize or we diminish the development of a child is by celebrating what is called co-parenting. Now, get me right. A child is a very innocent being, is a very clean sheet, that whatever you write in the mind, whatever you post, whatever dot you put on that page will stick there forever. It is a permanent page, especially between 0 to 10 years. This is called a nurturing age. Nurturing age is like the mind of a child is like a magnet. It captures each and everything and stores it forever. So whatever you do, whatever you elaborate, whatever you do around, whether picture speak or lifestyle you choose, is really sticking in that brain. Co-parenting to me is not a good decision for a child. Here comes a situation whereby you are confusing this child. What you should do as a mature person, if you separated, or maybe your ex or your husband, your wife died, so you left alone as a single parent, or you just separated, or you divorced, or it's just you could not make it, whichever one way or the other, and now you have decided to live your life. Please decide. When you have to change, when you have to move from one position to another, move in totality. Don't move in one leg, the other side, another leg you leave behind in terms of co-parenting. Now, I will ask you a question. If you want to introduce the co-parenting in the life of a child, you are confusing this child, because now, let's say, for example, you are a lady, you left your marriage or you separated and you went to a new marriage, meaning that you have a new husband, you have a new family, you have a new environment. Now, maintaining the former environment again is a source of confusion, because now this child will be wishing to look for a system to follow. Now, which system do you expect this child to follow? For the former father, or for the former mother, or the current one? Because you are now here with her. Then the solution will be, leave the child where you came from. If you still want to maintain some connection with the former father or the ex-wife, you better leave your child there. to go along with the system that was there formerly. Don't introduce a child to a new system. Yet again, you want to introduce co-parenting, whereby every weekend, every end month, every Christmas days, you want again to maintain this child to go and meet the former father. Now, which system do you expect this child to follow? Which character do you expect this child to follow? Yes, I know it is the right and it is good for a child to see the father or to know the mother, well and good. But it is against my assumption, not assumption, against my take, that once you start a new family, make sure you go there in totality. Otherwise, this one will still break again. If you break the second family, again you go to third. Now, how many co-parenting will you be having? Different kind of co-parenting, and this is the reason why we raise a generation that is confused. This is the reason why we raise a generation that is angered. We raise a generation that is over-dependent, a generation that can't make decision, a generation that is totally naive and just totally low self-esteem. Why? The system confused them. If you have decided to separate, run away from your former home, go and go forever. Nothing like co-parenting. You still make the calls, you still have weekend meetings, you still have holiday meetings. In terms of co-parenting, co-parenting only works to satisfy your ego. Yeah, it only works to satisfy your selfishness and greed. It only works to satisfy your wounds that were not treated, but it's not safe for the child. Let this child get used to one system. If you move with the child to a new family one, please cut every conversation, cut every introduction again, cut every loopholes, everything that is still holding the ideas or holding the feelings behind in terms of co-parenting. So co-parenting is a mode of confusion. Stop confusing children and stop introducing children to a new family, yet you still want to maintain the new family. If you wanted to co-parent, then why did you move from that home first of all? Why did you separate? Because I think the meaning of separation is that you could not communicate, you could not manage yourself, you could not live together, you could not. Now, what is it that now it is good you have moved, but again you still want to introduce co-parenting? I think you moved away because he could not provide cash, or he could not come home every day the way he wanted. Yet again you have moved, you have started a new family, again you are still co-parenting every weekend. The father wants to see the daughter, the father wants to see, don't do that. You will break again this family and you will continue confusing the child as you celebrate. You will be celebrating that, yeah, co-parenting works, but that is only satisfying your ego, not for the child. You are confusing a child. Check on that. That was my take. If you have any point, please put it down there, roll it down there. Thank you. Visit my YouTube account, My Class channel. Subscribe, like, and share.